Hello there, Scapers. My name is Xenavilius, and welcome to this long-awaited loot video. Some thought it would never come, including myself, but I finally ended the meme. So, long-time viewers of this channel will know that there was a meme about me not being able to get pernix chaps, and I've been hunting nothing but pernix chaps for the last 5 years to finish off my next collection, which I started in August 2013. So it's been a 7.5 year journey to get all the next items, but it's finally ended, and what a relief it's been. It's also meant that I can finally sell off my next tab. I've not been allowed to sell a single next item from my next item tab, but now I can. And boy, is it a good time to sell it, because the value of these items has skyrocketed, especially the Torva items. Now, it's not just going to be a loot video where I sell all these next items. I've actually recorded every single drop that I've got in this entire 7.5 year journey. So it's taken me an incredible amount of time to go through the footage. So I'm going to give you the best insight and analysis possible to hopefully help you make a decision on whether to camp next or not for money. So a like and a subscribe would be much appreciated, guys, because it has taken me a long time to make this video, and I do hope you find it useful. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So most of my kills, I'd say about 60%, were duos or trios back in the early days, between 2013 and 2017, so the first 3-4 years. And then the remaining 40% of the kills were solo. So more recently, once I got the best gear and became reasonably decent at PVM, I've done a lot of necks outside this series. I don't want to get into the details, but yeah, I did a lot of necks outside of these kills when I had a partner that I had to go with back in the day. But since 2015-16, every single next kill I've done has counted. Let's actually start off with the most important analysis, the non-next items. So getting next items, especially if you do it short term, is a matter of luck, right? It averages out over the long term, but over the short term, it's a matter of luck. So I'm going to talk about that later on. But for now, what you actually want to know is whether it's actually worth doing if you get unlucky with next items. Well, I've got the answer here for you. So overall, in this series, I got 1,871 kills, and from normal drops, after counting every single drop and the GE value, it was worth 841.6 mil GP. Now, about half of this I sold immediately in my next series, but the other half I've kept in my bank. So I've got up-to-date values for the other half, and it comes out to about 471k per non-next item kill, which is kind of misleading because the drop table of next has changed a lot since 2013, and so is the value of the next items. So what I've got here is all the kills I've done this year, so basically January 2021, and all of them had been solo. So if you have a look at this one, I made 137.3 mil GP from normal drops in 271 kills, and that comes out to a cash per non-next item kill of 543k. So this is the latest drop table using the latest prices, so it's pretty accurate. That's just over half a mil per kill, which is actually pretty incredible, even if you don't get a next item, that is. Now let's put this into context, right? Because the actual GP per hour that you make will depend on your kill times, and that translates to how many kills you get per hour. Now, if you're starting out at next with decent gear and a decent strategy, it's reasonable to expect about a 5.5 minute kill time, which will get you about 10 kills per hour. That's already 5.4 mil GP per hour. Now, what I was getting at the start of last month, when I was just starting to get into the groove and I didn't have any upgrades, I just had I think the only upgrade I had was the Ancient Invention perks, but I was still using Ascensions and Ruby Bolts. 4 minute kill times, that'll get you 15 kills per hour, 8 mil GP per hour. Now, past this point, to get better kills than this, I had to get greater ricochet, and that was the single biggest and single best investment I made, in my opinion, in terms of helping me with my next kill times. Also, anywhere you're using ranged, Caraming 4 with greater ricochet just rips through your enemies, especially enemies like the next mages, which have low HP and a hit cap per hit. So yeah, this will get you 2.5 minute kill times, which is what I was getting. 20 kills an hour. That's almost 11 mil GP per hour. Incredible if you think about it. And then if you want to go to the absolute extreme, you can get 1 minute 30 kill times pretty easily with a decent strategy, Eldritch Crossbow, greater ricochet, and all the boosts that you can get in terms of damage and accuracy. That will get you 16.3 mil GP per hour, even if you go an entire hour dry at next. Now remember that the drop rate of an X item is 1 in 21. So you're bound to get at least one next item basically, on average, over an hour. And we haven't even touched that bit yet, so it's pretty crazy how much money you can make at Nex. I am planning to make a guide on soloing Nex, and all these times are based on solo Nex. So please do subscribe if you want to see that and more content. I'm pretty excited to make that, but now it's time to move on to the juicy part. Alright, here we are at the GE, ready to sell all our Nex items. Alright, so first I'm going to show you my Nex tab. Please forgive me for my bank. I really need to reorganize it after 2 years of being away. But anyway, here's the Nex item tab. Wow, just look at that. All this time that I spent doing Nex, trying to get that one pernix chaps, I got so many of the other drops. I mean, just look at that. 6 Torval plate legs, that's the second most valuable item you can get right now. 5 Torval plate body, that's not bad either. That's the most valuable item. What really sucks is 7 Virtus ones. Now, when we got our first Nex item for this series, on our first ever kill, that's right, so check out our Nex series if you're interested. On our first ever kill, that was worth 150 mil, but now it's probably like 20 times less than that, something like that. It's a bit sad, but I'm not complaining. Overall, I think the value's gone up because of the smithing rework. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to take out the items I got in 2021. So just in this 1 month of Nexing alone since I returned. That is 18 Nex items. Would you believe it? 18 Nex items in 271 kills. That's a drop rate of 1 in 15. And I'm not complaining. Even though it took me 18 items this year to get those pernix chaps, and 5 years overall since my last unique Nex item drop. I've made a lot of money, and to show you how much just this year alone, here we go, 500 mil, basically. 500 mil made, 495 mil. You know what? If I get dry trying to go for one item and make bank getting other items in the process, I'm really not complaining at all. That's 3 Torval plate legs, Jesus, in just this 1 month alone. So I made 632 mil if you include the non-Nex item loot, which I mentioned earlier. That comes out to 2.33 mil per Nex kill. And the good thing about Nex is it's not like some of the other bosses where one item will make up that amount and it will take you ages to get that one item. Because Nex items, there are 18 Nex items and the drop rate is 1 in 21 for any one of them. It's pretty frequent. The drops are pretty frequent. Like I said, if you get 20 kills an hour, that's about a drop every hour. And you can't really complain, it keeps you going. But enough of that, now to get out my entire Nex tab and sell it. Alright, so that's the entire Nex tab right there. If you're struggling to count how many items that is, that's 79 Nex items. Now before I dump this into GE, let's just do a quick price check to see how much it's worth. Will it be worth max cash? I hope so. Yep, it's worth max cash. Let's sell it and see how much it's actually worth. Here we go. So while that's selling, I wanted to talk about the general case. What is the average amount of GP you can get per kill right now? So if you take nothing else away from this video, I think this is the most important bit. So right now, if you average out the GE value of each one of the 18 Nex items, it comes out to 27.8 mil. We know that the drop rate of a Nex item is 1 in 21, so that's 1.3 mil per kill. From earlier in my analysis, we know that normal drops give you 543k GP per kill, so that's 1.85 mil per kill. Now obviously you could get lucky like I did and make more than that, because I got lucky with the Nex items, so I made 2.33 mil cash per kill. But if you get unlucky as well, you won't drop any lower than about 500k per kill, assuming you go so dry that you don't get any Nex items. So that's what I'm going to look at here. Have a look at this. So assuming you're a beginner at Nex and you want to learn it, and you're getting about 10 kills per hour, you're going to get a minimum of 5.4 mil GP per hour with no Nex items whatsoever, which is at the bottom. And an average, no, this is an average. This is not a maximum, this is an average. An average of 18.5 mil GP per hour. I'd say that's pretty good if you're just starting out at Nex. But if you keep improving your times, like I did, say you get 4-minute kill times, you can see the numbers there. That's almost nearing 30 mil GP per hour here. If you improve it even more, you will have to invest a lot of money for you to do this, like greater ricochet and potentially Eldritch crossbow and ancient invention perks and things like that. You'll get up to 37 mil GP per hour, but even if you go dry, you still make 10 mil an hour. And then if you enter the peak elite levels of kills per hour, then you can make upwards of 50 mil GP per hour here, which is actually insane when you think about it. And even if you go dry, you still make 16 mil GP per hour. But I will reiterate, the top number is an average. It's not a maximum. So if you do get lucky with multiple Torva items or multiple items per instance, then you can make a lot more money. For example, I made 91 mil in 1 hour on X, massively helped by a Torva plate legs drop. And obviously, if you get a Torva plate body, then it will be at least 130 mil because that's the most expensive Nex item you can get right now. And as a final motivation for you guys to do Nex, all my items finally sold and I got a whopping 2.25 bill from those Nex items that I'd been keeping in my bank for 7.5 years. Add to that the 841.6 mil I made from normal Nex items, which is more than a quarter of the overall value, by the way. That comes out to 3.1 bill. That is absolutely staggering. Jesus Christ. Saying that out loud. I was so poor back in the day, and Nex has made me pretty rich, and so has actually not selling my Nex items. That's turned out to be a blessing in disguise. That comes out to a cash per kill of 1.66 mil, so a bit less than today's average, but still pretty good. Not gonna complain about that whatsoever. Alright, so that's a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'd also like to thank every single person who helped me in this journey. There's too many to name, but I'm gonna name a few people who helped me the most. So my 3 partners, Canman, Truly Gothics, and Feral Vora, who sadly all decided to quit RuneScape in the middle of this series. I call it the curse of the next series. But also I'd like to thank Welsh, Vincent, and Wildman for helping me at various points with duos and trios. I really hope this video helped you guys. Please, please, please do drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm planning to make a solo Nex guide, and I'll probably also make an episode 20 of this Nex series to just wrap everything up if you're interested in the story and what's been happening. That's all for this video. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you next time.